Top 5 Greatest Shakespeare Plays. Number 5. Macbeth. This is among the best known of Shakespeare's plays and is his shortest tragedy, believed to have been written between 1603 and 1606. It is frequently performed at both amateur and professional levels and has been adapted for opera, film, books, stage and screen. Often regarded as archetypal, the play tells of the dangers of the lust for power and the betrayal of friends. For the plot, Shakespeare drew loosely on the historical account of King Macbeth of Scotland by Raphael Holinshed and that by the Scottish philosopher Hector Boece. There are many superstitions centered on the belief the play is somehow cursed, and many actors will not mention the name of the play aloud, referring to it instead as the Scottish play. Number 4. Midsummer Night's Dream. This romantic comedy was written sometime in the 1590s and portrays the adventures of four young Athenian lovers, a group of amateur actors, their interactions with the Duke and Duchess of Athens, Theseus and Hippolyta, and with the fairies who inhabit a moonlit forest. The play is one of Shakespeare's most popular works for the stage and is widely performed across the world. Number 3. Henry V. Believed to be written in 1599, it's based on the life of King Henry V of England and focuses on events immediately before and after the Battle of Agincourt during the 100 Years' War. The play is the final part of a tetralogy, preceded by Richard II, Henry IV, Part 1 and Henry IV, Part 2. The original audiences would thus have already been familiar with the title character, who was depicted in the Henry IV plays as a wild, undisciplined lad known as Prince Hal. In Henry V, the young prince has become a mature man and embarks on an attempted conquest of France. Number 2. Romeo and Juliet. This play is an early tragedy, and likely Shakespeare's first, about two teenage star-crossed lovers whose untimely deaths ultimately unite their feuding households. The play has been highly praised by literary critics for its language and dramatic effect. It was among Shakespeare's most popular plays during his lifetime and, along with Hamlet, is one of his most frequently performed plays. Its influence is still seen today, with the two main characters being widely represented as archetypal young lovers. This is the singularly greatest romance ever written and has been continuously adapted to each generation in musicals, cinema and the theater. Number 1. Hamlet. Written between 1599 and 1601, this play is set in Denmark and recounts how Prince Hamlet exacts revenge on his uncle Claudius, who murdered the king, takes the throne and marries Hamlet's mother. The play vividly charts the course of real and feigned madness, from overwhelming grief to seething rage, and explores themes of treachery, revenge, incest and moral corruption. Hamlet is Shakespeare's longest play and among the most powerful and influential tragedies in the English language. During his lifetime the play was one of Shakespeare's most popular works and it still ranks high among his most performed, topping, for example, the Royal Shakespeare Company's list since 1879. It has inspired writers from Goethe and Dickens to Joyce and Murdoch and has been described as the world's most filmed story after Cinderella. The title role was almost certainly created for Richard Burbage, the leading tragedian of Shakespeare's time. It's arguably the greatest drama ever written, and in the 400 years since, it has been played by the greatest actors and sometimes actresses, of each successive age.